Look, propaganda is everywhere. Think about it. You look around the street corner and you see a big sign of a company, or you see in a bus, "We're going green." So apparently, carbon's bad. Because by reducing your carbon, you're going green. Which doesn't even make sense, by the way, because now that there's more carbon, there's actually this global greening effect that's going on that is reported by even the most sinister companies, corporations, and organizations, such as NASA. So if they're agreeing with it, and they usually oppose these things, you can usually be certain that it's actually true. Literally everything I seen on it's some sort of oat milk company or like plant-based milk company, it labels their emissions on the carton. So technically they're not saying carbon's bad for you, carbon's bad for the planet, climate change, climate change. But the fact they've had to label that on their carton is kind of giving you this subliminal effect of carbon's bad for you. I don't know, carbon's bad for the planet. It's that subliminal brainwashing where they get you. Even the laws are sort of brainwashing. They're kind of programming your mind. Low emission zone, because it's keeping this illusion intact. Maybe the point of the low emission zone isn't even to restrict people, but to associate zoning and city planning with sustainability and low emissions. Low emissions are good. Low emissions is a law. Therefore, emissions must be bad, right? Because murder's a law. No, I mean, murder's against the law, and it's against the law because it's bad and evil. Low emissions, that's against the law, or low emissions, you must have low emissions because high emissions is bad. That's brainwashing, right? Online safety bill allows the government or a certain regulating body basically go and say to a company, you can't push this in our country because it is not safe. Specifically misinformation. They've tied, child pornography, they've tied terrorism to misinformation. So now misinformation is on that kind of level. Kind of like how whenever you try to criticize Israel, all of a sudden you're like a Holocaust denier. They're linking those things together. And I think the propaganda effect, it clearly goes so deep. What I'm saying. So I was saying to my mum once that she came in and I had been cooking like a burger. So I made it, just with some minced beef. And she was like, "No, that looks really, really bad for you. I can't have you eating all these eggs. I can't have you eating all this red meat." And I'm like, I give these logical arguments like, well, we eat less red meat, we eat less butter now, and yeah, everybody's more unhealthy. And I'm giving logical arguments, but she's like, no, I don't think it can't be good for you. And I saw on Google once that you want to limit it. So by limiting it, they didn't say it's bad for you, but they said if you have to limit it, it's probably bad for you. So it just creates that kind of illusion, So, supposedly causes cancer, blah blah blah, but it doesn't, because we have more cancer now than we used to. I give all these logical arguments, but it doesn't matter, because if you've been alive for however many years, and then, it depends who you are, and you've constantly seen reaffirmed, especially for like adults, you've seen it for decades, that you limit meat to 2 times a week, alright? And then also another thing, is literally on everything, the food label, it says, when it's high fat, it's in red, isn't it? Because red's bad. So, they didn't say fat's bad for you, but the fact they've put it on the front label, and they put it in bright red, they've said fat's bad for you. So by extension, meat must be bad for you, eggs must be bad for you, dairy, butter, must all be bad for you, right? Is that true? Another thing is, I said, it's actually a friend, he's my age, and I was saying how, there's an organisation, C40 and they've stated, you can actually find it, if you find the right source, I can't remember the name of it, and they want to make meat consumption 0 by 2030. You've probably seen it. Sadiq Khan runs this organisation, C40 and I says that there's like almost 100 cities in the world that have pretty much signed up to these plans. To which his response was, "I never knew you were so much of a conspiracy theorist." I just stated a fact. I'm putting 2 and 2 together, right? There's like an organisation, and it says their goal, if you're part of this organisation, then your mission, your goal is to have 0 meat consumption and 0 dairy consumption and no cars by 2030. I'm not saying whether they're going to achieve that goal or not, but they're going to try to. Where'd that come from? And I wasn't being a conspiracy theory. There was no theory in that. There's an organisation saying they're going to do that, and our cities are signed up with that organisation. so they're gonna do that, right? Obviously, it's not conspiracy theory. It's not something crazy. So I don't even know where that got to him. I have no idea, but it's got to him. Or another thing recently, this one really annoyed me because it's just total stupidity, right? I brought up an old post of mine that was like, it was something about immigration. He's like, you're the kind of guy to say stop the boats. Well, the immigration happening in boats is obviously illegal immigration. So I was just sat there thinking to myself, I was like, this guy's actually stupid, right? Not to offend anyone, not to try and think I'm above people. But I'm like, so this guy is pro illegal immigration? I don't know. And I mean, I'm not even blaming the people coming over, by the way. My stance is that, the government is doing it on purpose to destroy our country and divide everybody. That's the plan. And this isn't, again, it's not conspiracy theory. It's happening, and it's clearly having a negative effect. This is just observation. Maybe the science, maybe the research study done by Harvard shows that it's actually a good thing. But I can look around me, and I can see it's a bad thing. And I trust my observation, my intuition, my common sense, history, much better, like philosophy, much better than these research articles posted by something. Because, as it says in 1984, the party, it was something like the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. You must just listen to what they say. 2 plus 2 is 4? 2 and 2 is... Alright, that's 4. No. Reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. Listen to what we told you. Because when I see these research studies, I don't see, it's done by these smart people. I just see it's been done by the government. What's the government's agenda? More power, more money? Well, I don't trust that. I almost feel as though we're programmed in every single way. Just every shop we go to, everywhere we walk. I suppose COVID was a massive just kind of brainwashing campaign in a way, because the masks didn't do anything. It wasn't that the masks gave them more power. It wasn't that the masks got them any more money. It was just the fact that the masks, if everybody wore them, it created the illusion, this sort of programming. Everybody's wearing masks. This disease must be really deadly, because if the experts are telling us to wear masks, it must mean there's something really deadly out there. This deadly thing's got a vaccine now. I'll take it. I didn't take it, by the way. I wasn't totally stupid, and I was only 12, so I'm probably 12 there now. So yeah, I think whenever you find one of these beliefs you have, I'll be like eating a steak. I'm like, it's my second steak. I had some beef last. Maybe this is too many eggs. That's a lot of cholesterol, right? I think I have to go down this kind of this road by yourself and go, okay, who told me that? Where did I get that from? Maybe you can't even identify worse. Then you just got to kind of crack down and all those, create like a blank canvas in your mind, and then work up with your actual logic, your intuition, your observation, your knowledge of history, philosophy, all these things, and then you can discover the real truth. Because why do you think those things are bad for you? Or who told you to believe that? Does the person that told you that, what do they know? So maybe your mum told you it. And it's not that your mum's a bad person, but where'd she get it from? Google. Okay, what was on Google? The research article. Who did the research article? The sugar company. There it is. Got it. Look down these roads. Does the person that's telling you that care about you? Do they have financial incentives? 99.9% of the time, yeah, they do. So, the moral of the story is to always be mindful. And some people are just going to be far too brainwashed. They're just long gone. They've had brainwashing for decades, and they can only think in terms of what the government thinks, and that they're entitled. Because sometimes someone will say something, you just go, you just sound like the BBC article. Not that I know what a BBC article sounds like. I try to avoid it, but they kind of sound like it. So, be mindful. Question authority. Question everything.